Hello, Aquarius. Happy April 2019 and happy new moon in Aries. Okay, so for the astrology, well, first I want to say, please like, subscribe, share, enjoy the reading. Okay, so for the astrology, you are in the first house of Aries, experiencing more self-assertiveness, control of your life, and just getting that inspiration. Some of us at this time, especially if we're going through what we're going through, we might not feel how we really should towards whatever we're going through. But when our sign switches into different houses, we will feel more of whatever that house represents. So the first house is more confidence, more thinking about yourself and what's good for you. Okay, and you also have Lilith, so it just represents, fractions of space and time where you are and how you can solve whatever you feel like you're going through. Okay, so also just feeling more empowered to stand up for yourself and what you feel is right for you, and just seeing things where they're not balanced and reacting to that. So with that said, you have the Page of Cups, the main issue. Okay, let me tilt it. Forgot to do that. So tilting it down here. So the Page of Cups, and it's more, think of it as more convincing, compassionate, and in competition with ego. So either it's your ego or someone else's ego that will rub you the wrong way, but you know how to be very suave, to be very charming, to get through a competitive, negative person or personality or experience. Okay, you want to make sure that you are looking at things correctly, because you have the Hangman upside down. So maybe the way you're looking at something, you're not seeing it fully for what it is. And that can be very frustrating. Okay, not seeing something for what it really is and really trying your best to do so. And the past was about you holding yourself back, but not really wanting it to be that way, but it was that way. Okay, and the future is you being able and holding yourself, let me go into more detail with that, holding yourself back from moving forward. Okay, because it was really hard to just move forward, and it might take months or weeks or days, but the future is about you feeling confident with yourself and your voice, and really using your voice to express how you feel, and to really trust yourself. And the way you can trust yourself is by saying things in a positive way that is not holding you down or holding you back. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So relationship is very important. So whether you're in a relationship or seeking a relationship or wanting a relationship, a compassionate, loving relationship is very powerful, very healing, and very necessary for you. And you have that in your mind. But right now, the most important thing is to get clear on your plans and where you're going. That Two of Staves, then you have the Devil card, the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Cups. So you want to make sure that you know where you're going, and that your addiction to whatever is your remedy for your pain or for whatever isn't taking over your life. Whatever you feel addicted to, whatever you feel is holding you back, you need to really work that out so that, you can get there. But you're going to need your voice again, because I feel like, the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and now you have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is in reverse. And it's an unable state of expressing how you feel through your words. And our throat, our words is very powerful. So it's how can we express that Okay, how can we express that? Now, the way you can express that is by really knowing what is the problem and what is really the root problem. What's the problem? And then how can you work through it and really do the work? If you don't do the work, it's going to be the same hole, okay? And realizing that life always gives us this experience of up and down, and we have to be strong enough to move ourselves through whatever it is that we're going through, and realizing that our past does affect us, okay? Our past does shape how we handle our ups and downs, and we really have to work through that. And that's really a powerful message, is how do we work through the things that we're going through, and how can we learn from our past? Okay, how can we realize that the way we deal with our happiness and our sadness stem from our childhood, from our past? Now, we want to go into the money and the law of attraction cards. I wanted that because I feel like, you know, this is spring and it's all about survival. And for us, our survival works a little bit differently than nature, but nature still applies. And we want to be able to attract the things that we want. And then the psychic tarot for the heart, I'm going to look at that, right? So you want to manifest so you can enjoy that spring and summer. And you want this heart chakra healing because, you know, March for some of us has been a month, for most of us, has been a month of life and death, and that turning point of from darkness to light, and just understanding complete darkness and understanding the light of it, and knowing that you can't have anything without the other. Okay, so this card is number 42, and 42 breaks down to 6, and 6 in numerology is about home, harmony, balance, making sure our relationships is balanced and feels good and is nurtured. And the life path number the life path number for 6 is all about unconditional love. It's about empathy for ourselves, but mainly for others, and seeing ourselves in others. So when we do that, we really are practicing unconditional love, and we really have evolved. A lot of times people can study anything spiritual and feel connected to it, but they'll always be at that level if they don't see themselves in others. And I think that's the hardest lesson for people to learn, okay? And is that empathy, and making sure that we have a healthy relationship with like empathy, okay? Because if we are too empathetic, then we end up hurting ourselves in the end, okay? So 46. Now in African numerology, it is the start, the opening. Like you think of 6 meaning home. The home has a door, a pathway, and 6 is the opening of everything, the first step before you can get to whatever other goal or place that you need to be. So what this card talks about what you're going through right now, your present moment, is not doesn't determine who you're going to become, okay? So my is need not influence my what is becoming. So you're learning through what you're going through right now, but that's not your whole life soundtrack, okay? It's just one song in the album, okay? What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continually regurgitating the story of what is. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow what you are currently living to be the jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you still jump off, but you jump off into more of the same. So if you're speaking negatively about what you're currently going through over and over again, it's okay to say it maybe 3 times, venting to your friends or to yourself. But then after that, you have to focus on what's the lesson? What can I learn from this? How can I not destroy myself because I'm upset at what I'm going through right now? How can I realize what I'm becoming? Okay. And become that making that solution, and I feel like the Page of Cups is learning compassion, but has that natural skill of a charmer. And how can you charm yourself, and how can you charm your life? Oh, shine. Someone else cut shine. Excuse me. So shine is about you just letting out that heart chakra, about you realizing how amazing you are in your own way. Everyone can shine, and sometimes people grow up to be really nasty people, but they have good qualities, but then sometimes they can be really horrible people. But what helps me is calling it what it is, and I can nicely let someone know, hey, you crossed the line. That was unnecessary. You can be right and then make yourself wrong immediately by how you're behaving, right? But then I think of them as a baby, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, let it go. Sometimes people just don't learn ever, or they weren't taught better, or they choose not to learn better. Because after a certain age, you got to do better, you got to learn. So 19 breaks down to 10. And 10 breaks down to 1. And 1 is about working together. It's about leadership. It's about strengthening a group, coming together, a collaboration. So shine talks about enthusiasm, belief, realize, harness that faith in yourself. How can you harness your power of self-love and open your heart, right? Your potential, knowing your potential, surround yourself with people that encourage you, but also you have to be your own cheerleader, and having that breakthrough moment where you're not afraid to shine your own light, believing in yourself, okay? Having a realization of your own uniqueness, right? Having enthusiasm. Now, there's a few cards. There's different sections in here. So 1 through 21 can tell you about like the major arcanas, and then you have different sections that relate to the wands and the other suits in the deck, and then it has the chakras, which is pretty cool. So for this card, shine, the affirmation is, I shine my light out into the world and joyfully attract all that I desire. And it is related to the Sun card. The Sun card representing something new coming into your life, joy, springtime, pregnancy, baby, but it's a birth of something new. So, feeling that connection, having that understanding that how we think and how we handle our good times, our bad times, our life experience, all comes back from our childhood. Excuse me. And at a certain age, we have to learn how to handle that. So we're working on not allowing our current situation to affect who we can become in life, okay? And we are learning how to shine and tap into our own leadership. Okay, connect to our own leadership, our own strength, our own ability to work as a group when needed to complete a task, and how we can work on self, on one, for, our own being to rise above whatever we're going through and shine. And, even though the light is yellow and it's the sun, it's still beaming at the heart center. So, yeah, that's it. Have a good April and a happy spring, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.